I will do.
Alphabets.
All right, so here we go. Predictions for next week. What's going to be on that list? You don't have to say all three, but let's do one. That way we have some, we can hit the target. I'll tell you right now, my follow-through is for shit. It's awful.
We know, dude. We already know.
I know, right? You guys are like, I do this all the time. Like, I'll take care of this. And I will, just not this week. But things happen. My job, I get like 300 phone calls a day. It's I don't want to make excuses.
I know the door has to get fixed. You don't have to remind me every year.
Exactly.
Oh,
but my follow-through is awful. I talk a big game. I'm very charismatic. I'm very compelling. I'm very good at telling stories. When the rubber hits the road, honestly, every time I get something done, my wife's like, "Oh, what got into you?" So yeah, that's going to be on the list. I'll tell you right now, that'll be on the list.
Okay,
Brad?
all right. I think for me, it's probably going to be more time at home and just be more tuned in. My wife's kind of a clean freak, and I'm not super messy. I like it when I prefer things to be tidy and nice and clean, but I'm not so good at staying with it. And so, like for example, she does not go to bed with dishes in the sink and that kind of thing. And I'm totally cool with that.
I sleep best with dishes in the sink, to be honest. I can't sleep.
So I think, for me to be tuned in, I don't know, those aren't the most meaningful things, but those things come up a lot. I'm just not there. And Monday through Thursday, I don't see her or my kids because they're in bed by the time I get home. That's not good. I just know that's not okay. And so I think I'll probably have to adjust my schedule with my job, with my full-time practice there to see people earlier or spread it out through the week so I can be home at an hour before she goes to sleep. That's just not okay. So time and paying attention to details with the upkeep of the home.
Mike?
Man, this is tough. These are basically confessions of where we knowingly neglect our lives and our responsibilities and our duties. So if I go to my wife and I say, where are the areas of neglect that you see, that you perceive, that I could be aware of, be made aware of, and work on? The ones I think she's going to say are to be more present. And that was something that I was kind of even talking about. So I'm hypocrite number one here. I am famous for being there but not being there. I'm with them, but then I've got something that I'm working on, something that's occupying my mind. And that's something that I'm aware of it, and it's not a continually always thing, but it does happen. And so I think she might mention that. She also might mention being more orderly. One of the things that I get in a habit of is I'll work on 20 different projects at once, and there'll be a pile of papers or of objects or whatever for each thing. And so I've got little messes everywhere. And so she might mention that gives her anxiety because we have a dog in the house, a puppy, and the dog eats stuff. And so if I leave out a little thing of tools or whatever, the dog will grab something and take off with it. And so that gives her anxiety. And so I think she would mention be more orderly, put things away. The number 3 thing, I might have to think about that.
We can come back to you. Jeremy?
Definitely finding some more balance in my life. That's something I'm pretty dang sure she's going to say. Finding some balance between work and family and self. I need to work on that. And definitely taking care of myself physically. It's hard to watch somebody you love basically slowly killing themselves by the way they're eating and living. And that's something I know she's probably going to talk to me about. And being more present at home. Just being more present with her specifically. More reflective listening when we're having conversations.
I guess we'll find out on next Sunday how we did on this. I'm looking at Brad right now. Time to crack open another monster.
So I have to agree. I'm probably going to get the same, the follow through. I get asked to do something, I will do it. I just don't know when. And I think that's what I'm going to get to.
We may need to cut this, but because I'm friends with Tyler on Facebook, sometimes things he posts on pop up, and I think it was your mom was airing some dirty laundry about you not doing your laundry on Facebook. and
Right.
it was
Well,
cracking
that
me
was
up on the
because-
inside.
That's because they were doing laundry on my laundry day. And so that's
Oh.
usually my excuse is like, okay, you guys want to do laundry? I want to do mine. So
I love it. Love it.
I have a third one here.
Go ahead.
So mine is probably, this should be the number one, because my wife and I have had these conversations before about it, and it's follow through. So thank you for reminding me of that. And by not following through, what I'm doing is I'm diminishing her need to have that thing done. It's showing her disrespect. It's showing her a lack of loyalty. Because if there's something that she knows is in my wheelhouse, and this is how this will go down, there'll be this thing that has to be done, and I'll say, well, that's obviously something I can take care of and handle. I'll do that for you. And then when I don't do that, what I'm basically saying is I don't care enough about you to do this thing for you, to serve you in this way, to give you this gift of my time and my effort in your behalf on this project. I put it on a back burner, and I'll do all of my other things. So it's not that I don't have time. It's I don't make time. I don't allocate time. I don't sacrifice my own objectives, put those away, put those on hold, so I can take care of this. Because I said I was gonna. That is my number one thing. All the other ones are 2 and 3.